Today I will talk about Amiens Cathedral, which locates in Amiens, France. And it was built between 1220 to 1270. And it was destroyed by the fire and the war, so it lost a lot of original pieces like stained glasses and sculptures, but it's still known for its quality and the quality of early 13th century sculptures. On the left side is the front side of Amiens Cathedral, and it's similar to the other churches built at that time. And there's a rose window in the middle, and this is complex than the other one at that time. And there are other windows without glasses here, so that there's more light going to the chapel. And the right side is the sculpture above the door. It's also similar to other churches, which there's one bigger person is a god, and his father is around him. Another thing to talk about is the columns here. The columns on the left side here. There's also like person on the column so that it can tells you about the stories in Bible. On the left side is the floor plan of a man's case, which has a big chapel on the end of the hallway and two doors on each side to the north and south towers. Picture 1 is this part, and picture 2 is this part. We can see in picture 1 there's the rose window and the door and the one sculpture I will talk about later. And in picture 2, this is the chapel here. This slide is about stained glass in the Amiens Cathedral. Like, stained glass is one of the main things in this cathedral because at that time, people used stained glass to tell the story in Bible to those people who can read, and most of the stained glass in this cathedral were destroyed because of the fire and the war, but there's still some left, and which tells the story of Bible. This is the north side of the Amiens Cathedral, and we can see I draw the front side here. This is the front side, and this is the north. And we can see this flying buttress here, this one. And this is one of the typical structure at that time. And there's two like special point. And first, it's massive vertical block on the outside of the building, and the other thing is a segmental arch bridging the gap between buttress and the wall. The sculpture on the right, this one is called Weeping Angel, and let's look at its figure. There's a skeleton next to the angel, and the angel is crying. It's a small angel, and its face is perfect. Because at that time the figure of sculpture was still follow the rule of holiness, so all of them are perfectly and holy. But there's a difference between Gothic sculpture and early sculpture. It has independent figure. Not all the people have the same face. We can look at the left side. They have different face, and we can distinguish the woman and man and the different god. These two pieces of sculpture is in the sculpture gallery in the Amiens cathedral, and the sculpture on the left is Virgin Mary and John's mother Saint Elizabeth, and the sculpture on the right is the John preaching. And in this slide on the right is the chapel. It's the main chapel of Amiens Cathedral. We can see there's sculpture here. And on the left, this is a Baroque pulpit, which means this is the place speakers stand here and have a talk, like people stand here and have a talk. And this follows the old style because it's gold, and there's some sculpture around it here and here.